Hello, my friends, on this fabulous Sunday. So I wanted to walk you through real quick how I do my meal prep for week 2. Now, if this is your first time through the Ultimate Reset, I highly suggest at least trying all the recipes, unless you know that you have like a serious food aversion. Like, I hate beets, I hate fennel. So those are a couple of things that like right away I knew that I wasn't gonna eat the first time around, but now that I've tried pretty much all of the recipes in the book, week 2, actually there's quite a few recipes that where I'm like I'm not super like in love with them, and I take this week and I make that a really positive thing for myself because I repeat a lot of meals, which reduces how much meal prep I have to do, which is kind of awesome. So what I did was I went through, and each day is laid out just like all the other days. And I went through and I realized basically there's only 2 breakfast choices like on the pages, right? But if you go to the back where it has Reset in a Crunch, there's also only 2, and they're the same 2. So like you get 2 options for week 2. Hey, Corinne. Hi, Jess. So not super diverse. That's okay, guys. Sometimes simple means successful. So like it's 7 days. Don't stress about it. But you get 3 cups of fresh fruit every day. Or you can have like seasoned mashed chickpeas and avocado. Who the hell wants that for breakfast? Certainly not me. So what I do is I get frozen fruit. And because I don't, especially if it's chilly out, I take my frozen blueberries and I put them in the microwave for like a minute until they get warm and syrupy. And I dump them over 2 cups of fresh fruit, or even like, I really enjoy like eating frozen fruit. I'm weird. So I like the mix of hot and cold in my mouth. You can kind of play with it, but it's really just a lot of fruit. Like I bought fresh cantaloupe. I'm waiting for it to ripen. I stick with cantaloupe. I stick with the frozen blueberries, which are more affordable because it is so much fruit. And you can do like apples are in season right now, so you can do like green apples, but they really want you to do low glycemic fruit. Okay. So 7 days of fruit, no thinking about it. It's kind of awesome, right? Then for lunches, it's a lot of microgreen salad. So I'm going to make another batch of the salad dressing for the whole week. I chop up all my produce like for 3 days at a time. So I have my bin of lettuce. I get shredded carrots. I cheat. I get my bell peppers and I cut up enough for like 2 or 3 days. Same thing with the cucumbers and tomatoes. And then I do it again midweek because otherwise they get mushy, right? And then it's gross. There's definitely some change ups with the lunches too, like pinto beans and rice is one of my favorite recipes. The quinoa lentil pilaf this week is so good. Like, I love it. And I use that as a substitute for quite a few of the meals just because I really like it that much. And my favorite recipe of this week, which I just made, so I boiled my rice. I'm not doing my lentils and quinoa for 2 more days because I'm not even eating them until day 10 dinner. So if I were to cook them now, they wouldn't last through the week. So I'm waiting on that, but everything else I have, and we're good to go until we get to like day 13. So I'll probably have to hit the grocery store. The coconut collard greens on day 12 is really good. I was surprised by that one too. So I'm really looking forward to that dinner. But what I made now was the sweet potato bisque, and I love, love, love it. But let me show you how pretty it came out. So I found organic purple sweet potatoes, which I've never seen before. Where did my... Oh, it's propping the phone. Look how pretty. So this is sweet potato bisque. It's so good. I'm going to put the recipe up on my like public wall because I know people are looking for like fall soups, and it's just so good. And it's so simple. It's like 5 ingredients, and it takes all of like 5 minutes to make because you're just chopping up sweet potatoes, boiling them, and throwing them in your blender. So what I do is line them up. I made also a batch of standard sweet potatoes. I have like 6 servings, and it freezes really well. So if I'm substituting, I don't know exactly how many servings I need, but I just made 6. So I'm not going to eat it every single day, but I'll probably eat it 6 days. So I have 6 servings. I can always whip up a batch in the middle of the week. If I had more mason jars available, I would have made more because, like I said, it freezes really well. And then after the reset, it's a really good something to have in the freezer that you can grab and like pair with a salad, because it's something that like I don't think about making unless I'm doing the reset kind of thing. So that's it. It's really, really simple. Week 2, especially because if you're going to repeat a lot of meals, but make sure you go through the book and look at like what you're going to be eating. And just, if you really have an aversion, just eliminate that. And by repeating meals, like I can make a huge batch of the quinoa lentil pilaf, because I think I'm getting like 5 or 6 servings of it, maybe even more. I don't know. I can just make that all at once. And I know it's like, okay, you don't want to eat the same thing every day, but it's just for like 5 days and then you don't really have it. You know what I mean? So it's not that big of a deal. So those are my success tips for prepping for week 2 of the reset. And when I do week 3, I'll come back in and I will show you guys how I do that too. So if you have any questions, if you're interested in doing the program, we're seeing so many great success stories with it. Just the way you feel and the way your body feels, like it's so good for you to just take a break and like really focus on nutrition. And for me, I do better focusing on nutrition if I feel like I have like a challenge or like a timed program, right? Like typically, because I follow our mindful eating program, there's no end. It's just how you eat. So for me, sometimes it's nice. That's why I will do a quarterly, like 3-day refresh, or once or twice a year I do the reset, because it's kind of like that oil change, that consistent reminder to work on your nutrition, because that's really hard to benchmark, especially when you get out of weight loss mode. It's really hard to benchmark that, unlike fitness where you can finish a program or, like run 5 miles. It's hard, to be creative. So this really helps me just kind of get in the right mindset going into the 4th quarter. And so if you guys, again, have any questions, just let me know. Have an awesome day.